Hey gang, Shane Patrick White here and welcome to Beyond the Process. If you've been following my series on color theory, then you're well on your way to today's lesson. Utilizing the principles of value structure, we're going to demonstrate how to paint in both high key and low key values. Remember when I said you need to squint in order to see value? Well, we're going to be doing a lot of squinting today. You want to know why it's critical for making great paintings, whether they're digital or traditional? Then you're going to want to see this. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the process. Here we are again in Rebel 7, where I will introduce you to the principle of high key and low key paintings. I purposely chose a scene of Catwoman jumping over rooftops. While time of day lighting scenarios can dictate high and low key, I felt it was important to use different approaches to a similar image. At some point, you will not fulfill the expectation of a particular time of day if you fight against it. But it's worth noting the range you can get before it becomes unbelievable. I'll start with a high key painting first. Because I don't know all the colors to this scene that I just made up, I go with what I know first and what I'd like to convey. Using a set of gray values to the side, I do my best to stick within the lighter range of the 6 values present. Like in my other videos, it's important for me to cover the image and block in the biggest shapes before any refining. This will give me the guide rails to then push and pull values and color relationships. The whole time I'm working on this, I'm squinting and comparing to my grayscale to the left to make sure I'm within the high key range. If you had a range of 10 separate grays, high key would encompass everything from 1 to 5. That means my darkest dark can only be 50% anything, and my lightest light can be 100% white. But in this case, I'm using my lightest light sparingly as I need it for highlights and other building lights. A high key painting will have the feeling of lightness and almost a pastel quality. I'll sometimes blur the image to make sure the values check out right as well. Now let's move on to low-key painting. My range here is from black to my middle gray value. I do my best to mix the equivalent colors in a low key, so now the night will feel very dark indeed. It's just now my lightest light will be the 50% marker in this range. The overall image will definitely feel like nighttime because absolute black is on the menu. I do my best to establish both ends of this limited value range so I know what my guardrails are. This will help me make better decisions throughout as I block in the entire piece. My overall concern will be the lights in the building and the highlights. Now, why would one want to paint with a limitation of a high key or low key palette? Sometimes it's about the product you're illustrating for. For instance, a children's book, you may have to stay mid to high key. For a gritty action comic or video game, a mid to low key palette may be in order. Sometimes there may be specific scenarios in a project where a high key or low key is called for, like capturing an interior room shot while being able to see a sun-baked desert outdoors. Knowing where these palettes live inside you is crucial to have command over the mastery of painting. Color calisthenics will keep you limber and ready for anything. Whether you're painting from life or for intellectual properties, you'll be glad you know this. Finally, I share the difference between the two approaches so you can see how different they really are. Blurring them again helps me establish if I have the value structure and focus under control. By switching to grayscale, I'm able to compare the two to see if I've succeeded in keeping the overlap in values down to one gray only. Hopefully this exploration has been enjoyable. Good luck with your own work and have fun.
Thanks again for joining me today. If you found any value in this, hit the like button. Better yet, subscribe or tell a friend. Until next time, thanks for watching.